I just want to ask you two, what are some of you all's past experiences that have helped you all evolve into the two people that you all are?
Wow. Feel like they have the things that they need, and maybe they really don't, and maybe they haven't dealt with their own issues and who they are.
We thought we knew Kenny Lattimore, known for his clean-cut image and seemingly perfect marriage. But behind the fame was a man haunted by emotional trauma.
These are things that actually happened that other people may not want to say happened, but I don't have a problem saying that they happened because they did.
From the uncomfortable whispers about his sexuality during his marriage to Chanté Moore, to Wendy Williams boldly asking on national TV, "Is Kenny gay?"
I have nothing to do. I really thought that whole thing was a mistake. I thought that it was...
The reality show?
Yeah. It was reckless and it was irresponsible to me. And it hurt a lot of people. It hurt my son.
Add to that a heartbreaking revelation. He was molested as a child. And if that wasn't enough, there was even a stalker. Someone who trailed him from city to city, leaving eerie notes at his home. Now, after years of silence, the truth is finally being revealed. Let's take a closer look at the real Kenny Lattimore.
All roads end, all I do is for you.
People have been talking about Kenny Lattimore's sexuality for a long time. These rumors started when he was married to singer Chanté Moore.
I gotta go home. Listen, I'm sorry that.
At first, people saw them as a happy and strong couple. But when they got divorced in 2011, people began to wonder if something deeper was going on. Some even said the marriage ended because Kenny might be gay. This idea didn't come out of nowhere. It started during their marriage, but it got louder after the divorce. When people don't understand why a couple splits up, they start guessing. And when a man is quiet about his love life, the guessing gets worse. Kenny and Chanté's love story started in the late 1990s. At the time, Kenny was getting noticed for his first album. Chanté was also doing well with her music. They met while they were both growing in their careers, and they quickly fell in love. People could see how much they cared for each other. Fans were happy to see two talented singers come together. It felt like a perfect match. They got married on New Year's Day in 2002, far away from the spotlight, in a quiet wedding in Jamaica. That made it feel even more special and romantic. In 2003, they had a son named Kenny Jr. For a while, it seemed like they had everything: love, music, and a family. Fans loved hearing them sing together. Their voices sounded beautiful side by side. Their songs felt real because people believed their love was real. They worked together as artists, and people could tell they were partners in both music and life. This made them one of R&B's favorite couples. Many looked up to them and hoped they would last forever. But things slowly started to change. After some years, people started talking about problems in their marriage. Nobody knew exactly what was going on, but rumors began to grow. Then, one day, Kenny and Chanté announced that they were getting divorced.
I think life is what I think that people get in relationships and feel like they have the things that they need, and maybe they really don't, and maybe they haven't dealt with their own issues and who they are.
They said they were ending things peacefully and respectfully. Even though they tried to keep it calm and private, people began to wonder what really happened. That's when talk about Kenny's sexuality started to spread again. Some thought maybe the breakup had to do with him being gay or bisexual, even though he never said that himself. Chanté later made a post on Facebook about the divorce. She said she wanted to share the news herself before others made up false stories. She also asked for people's prayers and support during this hard time. She didn't say anything bad about Kenny in that post, but people could still feel her sadness. It was clear that the split hurt her. Even though her message was short and respectful, it opened the door for fans to start asking more questions about why the marriage ended. After the divorce, some began to question how he dressed. For example, on the show Unsung, he wore a choker necklace. Some people thought this type of jewelry meant he might be gay or bisexual.
Why didn't Kenny defend himself?
Well, for the most part, I watched an example of Jesus.
And when people talked about Jesus, what did he do?
Others talked about the way he walked, spoke, or acted, saying those things gave clues about his sexuality. Some people like to read into small details, especially when someone is quiet about their personal life. Kenny never came out and clearly said what his sexuality was, and that made people talk even more.
I loved not only being a recording artist, I loved the people in the building.
Another thing that made people curious was Kenny's dating history. After he and Chanté divorced, there were no known public relationships with other women. For some people, that was a big deal. They felt that if he were straight, he would have dated women openly or even remarried. Since he stayed quiet and didn't appear in public with other women, people started thinking maybe he was hiding something. In the entertainment world, people expect celebrities to show their love lives, and when they don't, fans often start to guess.
Wendy, she's going to ask the straight question.
Right.
And so she goes, well, which way does Kenny go? Because we just need to know. And
After 10 years.
I thought it was interesting that Chanté, she didn't answer.
Some people pointed to something very personal that Kenny had shared in an interview. He once said that when he was 5 years old, he was molested by a man. He said this made him hate men for a long time, and he was determined to protect his son from going through something similar. Some people believed that this painful experience affected his views on love and relationships. Others said that just because someone goes through something like that doesn't mean it changes their sexuality. But even with this serious topic, when Kenny responded to the things Chanté had said in the past, he still didn't clearly say, "I'm not gay." Instead, he just said her words were untrue. That left fans even more unsure about what the truth was. One strange thing that made people talk even more was how quiet his celebrity friends were. When Kenny and Chanté divorced, many stars had supported Kenny. They believed in him and even defended him against the gay rumors. But later, when his episode of Unsung aired, those same friends didn't say anything. They didn't post messages or celebrate his story. That silence made people wonder. Some asked, do they know something we don't? Others said, maybe they just didn't want to get involved. Still, the silence added more mystery. Kenny grew up in the church, and that also made people think about why he might avoid talking about his sexuality.
When people talked about Jesus, what did he do? He went to the folks that loved him, his disciples that were close to him. He said, who do men say I am? What are they saying about me? Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh, that's what they're saying about me? Okay.
In many churches, being gay is considered a sin. If Kenny were gay or bisexual and admitted it, he might lose respect from some fans, especially those with strong religious beliefs. Some people believe he's hiding the truth because he's afraid of being judged or rejected. Others say he may not even have accepted it himself. As long as he stays silent, people will keep wondering. Some believe he's hiding his true self. Others think it's just gossip and not fair to judge him. It's also important to remember that fans have shown interest in Chanté Moore too. After the divorce, some people blamed her for starting the rumors about Kenny.
Wendy, she's going to ask the straight question.
Right.
And so she goes, well, which way does Kenny go? Because we just need to know.
After 10 years.
I thought it was interesting that Chanté, she didn't answer.
Others felt she had been hurt and was just trying to explain what happened. Either way, fans have looked closely at both of them and tried to understand what really caused the breakup. Even with all these rumors and questions, Kenny has stayed calm. He knows that people love to gossip, especially about famous people. But he doesn't feel like he needs to prove anything. His close friends and family know who he really is.
Oh, that's what they're saying about me? Okay. Who do you say I am? Oh, okay. You know who I am. Okay, then let's go to purpose.
They saw his marriage with Chanté, and they know what was real. He doesn't want to waste time trying to change the minds of strangers. For Kenny, what matters most is being true to himself and staying focused on the people who really love and support him. His faith also helps him stay strong. Kenny has said that he finds comfort in God. He compared his situation to Jesus, saying that even Jesus was misunderstood by people. Many told lies about Jesus, but Jesus didn't spend his time fighting back or correcting every rumor. Instead, he kept doing his work and stayed true to his mission.
Why didn't Kenny defend himself?
Well, for the most part, I watched an example of Jesus. And when people talked about Jesus, what did he do?
Kenny said he wanted to do the same thing. He would not argue with people who just wanted drama. He believed that his actions and his life would speak for themselves. Even after all these years, the rumors have not stopped. But Kenny keeps moving forward. He keeps singing and making music. He keeps living his life with peace and purpose. He does not let the negative talk stop him from doing what he loves. He chooses not to fight back with words. Instead, he lets his music and his character show who he really is. He wants to be remembered for his voice, his kindness, and his strength, not for gossip and lies. After Kenny Lattimore and Chanté Moore got divorced in 2011, things didn't stay peaceful.
People get into relationships and feel like they have the things that they need, and maybe they really don't, and maybe they haven't dealt with their own issues and who they are.
They had a tough fight over who would take care of their son. This kind of fight is called a custody battle. Both parents wanted to raise the child, but they didn't agree on how things should be done. Kenny believed Chanté was not doing what was best for their child. He said that her being on the reality TV show R&B Divas, LA, was not a good thing. Kenny said the show brought drama and problems into their son's life. He felt that Chanté being on the show was reckless and irresponsible. That means he thought she was being careless and not thinking about how it might hurt their child. Kenny Lattimore didn't like how Chanté Moore was shown on the reality show.
He will everything all right.
He said it didn't help their child and only made things worse.
I have nothing to do. I really thought that whole thing was a mistake. I thought that it was
the reality show.
Yeah, it was reckless and it was irresponsible to me, and it hurt a lot of people. It hurt my son.
He thought the show made Chanté look like she cared more about fame than her role as a mother. He wanted his child to be in a safe, quiet, and healthy environment. He believed that reality TV brought too much attention and problems to their personal life. Kenny said he just wanted what was best for his son, and the show made things harder for everyone. He also didn't want his son to grow up in the middle of fights and bad feelings shown on TV. While this custody battle was going on, something else was happening behind the scenes of the show. Another singer named Kelly Price was also on R&B Divas, LA.
Now I put my trust in him. I can't believe he slept with her.
She later spoke out and told people that the show's producers were trying to make fake drama.
Oh, when did you come on board?
I've been on board for about 2 weeks now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Kelly gets up and walks out. Everybody's feeling some type of way.
Kelly said they asked her to set up a surprise meeting between Chanté Moore and Kenny Lattimore. The producers wanted to catch the moment on camera to make the show more exciting. But Kelly refused. She said it was wrong and didn't want to be part of something that might hurt people. Kelly Price said she was asked many times to help surprise Chanté with Kenny, but she kept saying no. She said she knew both Chanté and Kenny well. Kenny was her friend, and she worked closely with Chanté on the show. She said they were not ready to see each other, especially in a surprise meeting. Kelly felt that it would only make things worse between them. She didn't want to be the reason they ended up fighting on camera. She believed it was not fair to them or to their child. She felt the producers were pushing for drama just to get higher TV ratings.
These are things that actually happened that other people may not want to say happened, but I don't have a problem saying that they happened because they did.
Kelly also said that the producers often tried to make the cast fight with each other. For example, she mentioned a man named Fred, who was directing a part of the show. The producers asked Kelly to create a problem with him on camera. Kelly said she agreed to argue with him, but it was her choice. She said some of her anger was real, But she also admitted that she played along because that's what the producers wanted. She said she didn't want to fight with the other women on the show, so she picked someone outside the main cast to argue with. Kelly said she felt disrespected by the way the show was being made. She explained that when she shouted, "I'm too great for this," she was not yelling at the women on the show. She was yelling at the producers. She felt they were treating her badly, and she didn't like how things were being handled. She said she was tired of being treated like she didn't matter. Even though she was on the show, she still wanted to be respected as a person and an artist. She didn't want to be part of fake fights or forced drama just to entertain viewers. Later, one of the producers, Paul Coy Allen, gave his side of the story. He said the show was not made to create fake drama or make people fight. He said they told the cast to be open and honest about their lives. He also said that they never told anyone to fight or be mean. Paul said the goal of the show was to show real problems and real life, not just fights and shouting. He said they wanted to show how people could solve problems and grow, not just argue on screen. However, Kelly Price's words made people think twice. Many fans started wondering how much of the show was real and how much was created for drama. It also made people feel bad for Chanté Moore and Kenny Lattimore. Their custody battle was already hard, and it seemed like the show was making things worse. Chant and Kenny were not just celebrities. They were parents trying to take care of their child. Being put in tough spots on a TV show could only add more stress to their lives. Singer Kenny Lattimore recently opened up about a very scary and personal experience. He said that a stalker had been following him for a long time. This person didn't just follow him in one city. They followed him across different cities. Wherever he went, this person seemed to show up.
I don't know the girl's name, but I had literally a person come to my house, get on airplane flights, fly across the country.
She was committed.
They even came to his church, which made him feel very uncomfortable. For many people, church is a peaceful place where they feel safe. But for Lattimore, even his place of worship became a place of worry. The stalker also left notes at his home. That made him feel like his privacy was gone. Someone was watching him closely and wouldn't leave him alone. He described the whole experience as very unsettling and invasive. It made him feel nervous all the time. He didn't know what the stalker would do next. It's hard to live normally when someone is always watching you.
She was beautiful.
She came to your church?
She came to the church, and
She's willing to go on the plane.
Slipped a note under my door that said, "You're my only friend."
She's beautiful. Were you married?
Now, let's talk about singer Chanté and the trouble she had with another singer, Stacey Francis.
You know, I can definitely be a fireball, but I think that some people might think that that comes from a dark place, but it doesn't. I have a heart for God.
In 2015, during the CIA tournament in Charlotte, Stacey accused Chanté of stealing clothes from a store. Stacey said Chanté took $2,000 worth of clothing without paying. This caused a big argument between the two women. It quickly got attention from the public, but the store manager later showed a receipt. The receipt had Chanté's signature on it. This proved that she had paid for the clothes. Even after that, Stacey didn't stop talking. She still said Chanté stole the clothes. Many people were confused. If there was proof that Chanté paid, why was Stacey still angry? Some people thought Stacey was trying to make trouble on purpose. Others said she was jealous or wanted attention. People also asked why Stacey cared so much about what Chanté was buying. Stacey wasn't even at the store when it happened. She didn't see it with her own eyes. That made many people think she was being messy for no reason. It seemed like she just wanted to cause drama. Things got even worse when Stacey brought Chanté's family into the fight. She started saying bad things about Chanté's personal life. One of the claims was about Chanté's son. Stacey said a family member had mistreated him. This made the public even more upset. They felt Stacey went too far by bringing a child into the mess. Many people thought it was wrong to talk about someone's child just to win an argument. They believed she crossed a line. Some fans started wondering if Stacey was just trying to hurt Chanté's image. Others felt she was trying to get people to pay attention to her. Chanté, on the other hand, didn't say much. She mostly stayed quiet and calm. She let the receipt from the store speak for itself. That piece of paper proved she paid for the clothes. Chanté didn't feel the need to argue loudly in public. But even though she didn't fight back, the whole situation left a bad taste in people's mouths. Many felt it was unnecessary drama that could have been avoided. It also showed how fast rumors can spread, especially when people take sides without knowing all the facts. That wasn't the only time Chanté Moore had problems with other people. 2013 was she joined R&B divas, LA. The show was supposed to bring together female singers and give them a chance to tell their stories. Chanté helped plan a special event called Divalogues. At this event, the singers were supposed to share personal stories from their lives. But things didn't go smoothly. Some of the women on the show were not happy with how Chanté managed things. They said she was being unprofessional. They felt she was giving special treatment to certain people and ignoring others. This caused a lot of tension in the group. People felt Chanté wasn't being fair. The singers were supposed to work as a team, but instead, there were arguments. Some of them didn't trust her anymore. They thought she only cared about her close friends on the show and didn't care about the rest. That made working together very hard. Their relationships got worse, and the friendly feeling on the show started to fade. Instead of coming together as artists, they were fighting behind the scenes. This made fans sad because they wanted to see unity, not drama.
All of the ladies had bookings throughout the season, and they became issues during shooting at some point with everyone.
As if that wasn't enough, Chanté also faced money problems linked to the Divalogues event. Some people claimed she didn't handle the event money the right way. They said there were financial issues that were never explained. These claims made the situation worse. Now, it wasn't just about friendships, it was also about money. Some people said she didn't tell the truth about how the money was spent. This made her co-stars lose even more trust in her. They felt that if she wasn't honest with the money, she couldn't be trusted at all. It created more drama and hurt feelings. What started as a show to support women became a place of arguments and finger-pointing. Then, in 2018, Chanté faced another serious issue. Two men came forward and accused her of using stolen money to make her album, The They, said that $3.6 million was taken through fraud, and some of that money was used to help Chanté's music career. According to them, the money was spent on album production, travel for her tour, personal bills, and even to buy gifts. They also said the money was used to make her album seem more popular by buying fake sales online. This shocked many people. If true, it meant Chanté's career was helped by money that didn't belong to her. These men believed they should get part of the money back because their stolen money was used. They said some of it was spent on opening a hair salon and buying a house. The biggest claim was that some money was used to buy many copies of Chanté's album on iTunes. That would make it look like the album was a big success, even if it wasn't. This could help Chanté's image and make people think she was more popular than she really was. If people believed the album was doing well, they would support her more. But if the sales were fake, it would be very dishonest. Chanté said she knew nothing about any stolen money. She said she didn't do anything wrong and asked the judge to throw out the case. At the same time, she kept working on her music. That same year, she released a Christmas album and made music videos for it. Some people were confused. They wondered how she could still make music and videos while being part of a lawsuit. It made them question whether she still had access to some of the money being talked about. Others thought she was just trying to stay focused on her career and not let the drama stop her. This situation made a lot of people think, was Chanté really innocent, or was she just trying to save her career? The truth wasn't clear. Some fans stood by her and said she was being treated unfairly. Others believed the men and thought she had taken part in something wrong. No one knew for sure, But the accusations were serious. Even if she didn't steal the money herself, people wanted to know if she benefited from it. Did she ask questions about where the money came from? Did she ignore the red flags? These were the questions many people asked.